I used to believe that hard work and loyalty would eventually be rewarded. Until that afternoon, I stopped by my parents' place in Maple Falls, Washington, like I did almost every Sunday. My mom, Susan, wasn't exactly great with tech, so I often helped her with online bills, sorted mail, and scanned paperwork. That cozy red brick colonial, the same house I'd helped renovate tile by tile over the last decade, felt as much mine as theirs. I'd poured money, time, and heart into keeping it standing. Can you take a look at this for me? She asked, handing me a crumpled stack of documents before heading back out to tend her hydrangeas. I sat at the old oak dining table, sorting through receipts and tax forms, until my fingers brushed against a thick, cream-colored envelope marked boldly, Estate Plan and Will. I paused, not because I was nosy, or at least that's what I told myself, but because I was always the one who checked these things, the one who kept us all stitched together. But as I flipped to the asset distribution page, I felt my breath catch in my chest. Everything. I mean, every single thing my parents owned. The house, which had recently been valued at over $450,000, their joint savings, mom's new SUV, even her antique wedding ring. It was all designated for my younger sister, Emily. Me? Not so much as a mention. Just one generic line. We love both our daughters. I gripped the page so hard my knuckles paled. Memories flashed through me. Working double shifts to help cover their mortgage, delivering prescriptions through ice storms, crawling across the roof last winter to patch shingles. Each sacrifice felt erased by that one printed sentence. Mom came back inside then, her steps soft behind me. Casey, did you find that bank statement? I stood, will in hand. My voice came out steady. Too steady. Mom, is this real? She froze, eyes darting to the document. Oh, Casey, what does it mean? I cut in, my throat tight, words sharp. A lifetime of putting this family first and I'm not even named? My dad, Ron, wandered in from the den, coffee mug in hand. He let out a sigh like I'd just asked about the weather. There's no need to overreact, honey. You're doing just fine. Emily, she's still trying to figure things out. I laughed. Dry, bitter. She's 30, Dad. She quits jobs like outfits, lives off her followers, and hasn't paid a phone bill in years. I paid your mortgage the last 3 years. I fixed that roof last December. I'm the reason this house is still standing. Mom stepped closer, resting her hand over mine like that could smooth things over. Don't overthink it. We just wanted Emily to feel secure. I pulled my hand back. Secure? I whispered. And what about me? Silence. I set the will down on the table like I was returning a loaded weapon. Thanks for showing me where I really stand. Then I walked out. No one called after me. And for the first time, I didn't feel hurt. I felt hollow. 2 weeks passed. Not a text. Not a call. It was like I'd vanished from their world. Then, finally, a message from Dad. Casey, the mortgage is due. Can you transfer it by Friday? I stared at the screen. No acknowledgement. No apology. I typed my replies slowly, each word cold. I think Emily can handle it. The house is hers now, right? I set the phone down. 10 minutes later, Mom. Casey, don't do this. We need to talk. I didn't respond. I wasn't sad. I wasn't even angry. Just clear. Crystal clear. 3 days later, Emily. You're overreacting. Mom and Dad didn't mean it. You're just different. You've always been independent. I replied. Then prove you deserve what you were given. Start by paying the mortgage. Silence. Another week passed. Monday morning, sipping my coffee, a notification. A money request from Mom. $2,900. No message, just a cold, sterile transfer request. I hit decline without flinching. Then the phone rang. I let it buzz, then ignored it. Another text from Mom. Casey, why did you decline? I took a breath, then answered. Because it's not my responsibility anymore. Ask Emily. For the first time in forever, I felt in control. 3 days later, Emily again. You're being selfish. Didn't you always say family comes first? I stared at the screen. Family. The same family who used me like a debit card. I replied, family means fairness, not being drained dry. And just like that, the messages stopped. But for once, the silence felt like peace. They'd be back, I knew. When foreclosure notices hit, when Emily's investments dried up, when they needed help again. And this time, I'd be ready. Not to save them, but to finally say no. The next text came at 11:47 p.m. I was halfway through a novel, curled up with tea. Emily, you're being dramatic. It's just a few bills. You've always handled them. I laughed. No humor in it. I typed, not dramatic, just done. Get used to it. She snapped back, don't be surprised if Mom and Dad cut you off for good. I put my phone down. For the first time, I didn't feel guilt. I felt free. The next day, I called the bank and had my name removed from the joint mortgage account. I canceled the autopay on their utilities, deleted the reminders. That evening, I baked a cake. Chocolate. The kind I used to skip because there was always a more important expense. I started sleeping. Really sleeping. I signed up for an online art class. And as my life breathed on its own again, the past came knocking. Susan called. I ignored it. Casey, we don't know how to log into the internet bill account. I said nothing. 2 days later. The landline's shut off. Emily can't get through. Can you just help for 5 minutes? I pulled out the notebook I'd once used to manage every password and account. Then I tucked it back onto the shelf. I wasn't their secretary anymore. 3 days later, Emily. Are you serious right now? The power's about to get cut. Are you going to let that happen? Me. No. I'm letting everyone take care of their own mess. A few days passed. Then, a call from our neighbor, Mrs. Peterson. Susan asked if I knew any realtors. I think they're considering selling. I thanked her, hung up. No joy, no sorrow, just stillness. Then one day, an unexpected call from Mr. Collins, another neighbor. Susan seemed confused about the date. She just got a foreclosure notice. So it had happened. 4 weeks since I stepped away. 4 weeks for the house to start falling apart. An hour later, Mom. Casey, please. We need you. It's serious. I read it and set the phone down. 2 days later, Emily showed up at my door. Hoodie, no makeup, stack of documents shaking in her hands. Just 5 minutes, she begged. You here for money? No, she said quickly. Just help me talk to the bank. I don't understand any of this. What about the inheritance? It's in a portfolio. Penalties to withdraw. I didn't think. Exactly, I said. You didn't think. She stared at her shoes. I stepped outside, door halfway closed behind me. This is your chance to learn. No one grows if they're always being rescued. Are you really letting them lose the house? I'm letting them live with the choices they made. 3 days later, I ran into Caleb, an old classmate turned realtor at a local art event. Hey, he asked, is your folks' place on Willow Avenue? I nodded. Later that week, I submitted an application. Not to buy the house. Not to save it. But to start over. For me. Saturday afternoon, I came home to find both my parents on my porch. My mom's voice was trembling. Casey, I'm sorry. We didn't think it'd get this bad. Dad nodded. If they take the house, she won't handle it. I looked him in the eyes. Then why'd you write me out of the will like I was a stranger? My mother's tears fell. Can't you just help for a little while? I shook my head. I'm not saying no because I can't. I'm saying no because if I do, you'll never change. Emily spoke, voice cracked. I didn't think it would get this messy. I looked at her. It ended the moment you decided who mattered and who didn't. I turned and went inside. A week later, Olivia from the art center messaged, "Check your mom's Facebook. It's wild." I did. There it was. Photos of the house. Dramatic quotes. Susan, it's heartbreaking when your own child turns away. Emily added, some people only help when they feel superior. When real help's needed, they vanish. I wasn't mad, just tired. I posted one update. Sometimes people use family as a shield to hide behind. I chose peace, not silence. Within minutes, support poured in. Old friends, strangers, neighbors. You did more than anyone. They're lucky you even stayed as long as you did. It felt like justice. Since then, nothing. No calls, no texts, just peace. I signed up for a video editing course. I went for long walks. I baked on Sundays. I posted silly photos without guilt. I lived. Later, Mrs. Peterson called. I think Emily moved back in. I see her running errands now. She looks worn. I nodded. I didn't feel sorry, just steady. I started blogging. Stories about boundaries, about family, about letting go. And one afternoon, while editing photos at a cafe, a real estate alert popped up. Price drop, 218 Willow Avenue. I didn't feel tempted, just ready to close that chapter. As dusk fell, I snapped a photo of a boy running ahead of his mom, her laughter echoing. That's what family should feel like. Joy, choice, freedom, not sacrifice without end. My mother once sent a handwritten letter. We didn't realize how lost we were, she wrote. But if you're willing, I'm still here. I folded it, didn't tear it, didn't answer. At a gallery one evening, a woman touched my arm. Your photos speak for the silenced, she said. I smiled. She was right. Because after a lifetime of being the good daughter, I'd found a better role, the author of my own story.